What we've done in the past couple years at the Interfaith Youth Core is paid a lot of attention to the social science data that's come out about religious diversity, religious tolerance, interfaith cooperation, call it what you will. And what it looks like is that, first of all, we start at a difficult place. And here's the difficult place we start at. Diversity is not necessarily a good thing. That's what the social science data shows, right? That in many places around the world, what diversity becomes is civil war. Witness Baghdad. Witness Bombay on a bad day. Witness Belfast for a reasonable part of the last 40 years. Diversity is not necessarily a good thing. In fact, in the United States, in which people like me who grow up absorbing the ethic of diversity being a good thing, the relatively liberal social scientist Robert Putnam did a survey of cities in America where he found a conclusion that deeply bothered him, which is that the more diverse a city is, the more diverse a neighborhood is, the more diverse an apartment complex is, the less trust people report. The lower the rates of voting, the higher the rates of crime, the lower the rates of volunteerism. So that's an important level setter. Now Putnam offers us something, I think, much more hopeful than that. And he offers us a concept called bridging social capital. And he basically says, the truth is, diversity doesn't have to be a bad thing. It depends what you do with diversity. And when we, quote unquote, act on diversity positively and proactively, when you do something with it, when you bring people together in everything from social situations to thick common activities, that's when you see rates of trust going up. That's when you see rates of volunteerism going up. That's when you see people feeling enriched by diversity. What we have right now is a reasonable proxy for how our society is doing in engaging that diversity. That's what we at the Interfaith Youth Core call the magic triangle of knowledge, attitudes, and behaviors. Why is it a triangle? Because we know when knowledge increases, attitude improves. We know that as behaviors become more inclusive of people from different backgrounds, attitudes improve. Presumably, as attitudes towards religious diversity improve, people seek more positive knowledge and people seek more proactive encounters with people from different backgrounds. Our job is to work the magic triangle. Our activities are about increasing positive knowledge about other religions. Our activities are about expanding opportunities for people from different religions to engage one another, especially in common activities. That's what social cohesion is about. And social cohesion is something that a lot of social scientists have spent time studying these past 10 or 15 years. And for me, one of the most important studies that's come out is by Ashutosh Varshney, who's a political economist at Brown University, something called Ethnic Conflict and Civic Life. It's a study of India, and Varshney asks a very simple question, which is, why is it that during communal tension, which is basically Hindu-Muslim tension in India, why do some cities explode in violence and other cities remain relatively calm? And in the introduction to this book, he says that he was shocked by his own conclusion. And the conclusion is that there was basically one factor, one thing which prevents some cities from exploding into violence while others do. And that's the existence of civic networks that bring people from different backgrounds together. That's also what we do. That's when the magic triangle is working right. It's when people from different backgrounds are regularly coming together in common activities. It's when that knowledge of another religion, it's when those encounters, it's when those attitudes aren't something that are happening sporadically or disparately, it's when they're cohesing, right, in something that we call a civil society, that de Tocqueville and others thought was the American genius. This notion that outside of the family, outside of business, outside of the state, Americans come together.